Huh.
Hello there. Tonight I'm going to be sharing a shave with a soap that I won from a giveaway by the Shave Tank. I'll put a link right about there to his channel. You ought to go by and check him out. He is a really cool kind of new wet shaver. At least on YouTube, I think he is. But he's got a really positive attitude. He's got a lot of humor. I really think you'd enjoy him. I like his channel a lot. But he had a contest, a giveaway, and I won. And it's for Calani, Oriental Plum. I was just expecting him, to send a box of Oriental Plum, but he actually sent it along in a really cool tin, which is real cool. But it's a brand new puck of soap. It's a hard soap. I prefer a hard soap. Just my personal preference. It's got nothing to do with a difference in quality. I just like a hard puck of soap. I think they last longer in storage than the softer soaps do. And there's something about making lather on the top of a hard puck that I like. Personal preference. Excuse me a minute. So for this shave, we're going to be using my B. Worth & Sons. If I can get a gentleman's favorite with bone scales. It's a 5/8 muted point, or whatever you want to call that. And for a brush, my Ever Ready 100 with a 20mm golden nib finest knot in it, set at 48mm. And let's go ahead and get the brush wet. Drop the soap. Alright. And get started on the soap. The soap has you can smell the plum, the ripe plum in it. There's no artificial kind of sweetness smell to it. It just smells like a ripe fruit. You get kind of back notes, and I'm probably using the wrong terms, but there's background notes in it of certain spices. I really couldn't tell you what they are, but it's a wonderful scent. And I've been looking forward to it since I won the Shave Pit, I won the Shave Tank giveaway. And one thing that I would mention is that this giveaway came all the way from Austria. He opened it up to everybody, not just people in Europe. That's kudos for doing that. Because he could have easily said, hey, if you're in Europe, you're eligible, but I can't ship anywhere else. And he didn't. And so the proto lather looks wonderful on this soap. It's got a really beautiful sheen to it, which is something that I love to see in a soap. So I'm looking forward to this. I can even see, even as you add water to this, that shine. I don't know if you can make it out in this camera, but there's a shine or sheen on the lather that I really, that it really bodes well for this soap. Some of my favorite types of soap have that kind of wet kind of sheen to them, almost like melted marshmallow or something like that. And I really love that in a soap, because it usually means, not always, every soap is different, but it usually means that the soap is going to be quite slick. And I can tell you just from the lather that got on my hands when I was making, when I was loading the brush, it's really slick on that bowl. So let's get this shave on the road, so to speak. Lovely. Actually, well, I think this soap could take just a bit more water. If you've watched my channel, you'll know that I'm kind of a freak when it comes to water in my lather. I like a really heavily hydrated lather. I will even forfeit a bit of cushion if I can get more hydration in a lather. It's just what I prefer. And I think I'm going to add just a bit more water on this second pass. Absolutely slick as snot. Or to use another term, I'm going to have to break out my alum. But to use another term, slick as owl droppings. That's as close as I come to that euphemism. Anyway, I need some alum so that I can grab my face and shave, because the soap is so slick that without it I can't manipulate my skin. Absolutely lovely. And no, I don't need any more water in this lather. It's plenty slick, and it rinses off of the blade really easily. Could it could I put more water in it? Absolutely I could. But there isn't any need to. The scent once you lather it is fairly light. But it is quite present. Very pleasant. I'm actually getting, I don't know if it's intentional or it's just something that I'm smelling, but I'm actually getting a bit of that powdery kind of note that that Old Spice kind of has in the background. If you the Procter & Gamble variety, if you are familiar with it, it goes on spicy, but it has a powdery back note that once it dries down comes to the front, and this has in the background of it, to me, I get the plum, I get the spices, and hiding in the back is a bit of a powdery scent. I don't have a problem with that. It's a lovely scent. It's mild. It's not, everybody wants scents that kind of blow their head off all the time. I don't have a problem with heavily scented soaps, but I don't mind kind of medium and light stuff either. And this is sort of an in-between medium and light. And I think Old Spice would go well with this. I think Gillette Cool Wave actually is what I'm going to be using, and I think that will go really well with this scent. Just slowly. Cannot fault the lather in the least. Just wonderful all the way around. Thomas, thank you very much. I think that this is going to be a soap that I'm going to enjoy for a long time. I also think it's going to last quite a bit. It didn't even really hurt that puck, and I loaded the brush quite heavily, so lovely. I got a little nick, a couple of little nicks, one here and one right here that I gotta watch. Oh, I will open them back up again. Never used Calani before. I've seen it on a couple of different vendor websites and thought about trying it, but I can tell you that there's so many soaps out there that it would be all a person could do to try 1/10 of what's out there now. And that's a good thing. Lovely. Lots of residual slickness on my face. You know, that's a good thing that we have so many options. I think that sometimes people get frustrated because there are so many. I've even had a couple of them say to me, you know, I kind of almost feel like just finding 1 or 2 soaps and chucking everything else and just use them because there's so much out there that it gets confusing to even know what to choose, you know. In my opinion, that's a good problem to have. So many soaps, and I'm not just talking about artisans, although we have a ton of really wonderful soaps from some really awesome artisans. But even a lot of the factory soaps have stepped up their game, and they're offering new stuff all the time. And so, you know, I think we're living in the golden age of a lot of things. As a guitar player and an amateur guitar builder, I can tell you that we are living in a golden age when it comes to guitars. There is so much out there, so many choices in factory guitars, so many different builders out there. And I really feel like that's so in a lot of things. I think it is in wet shaving. People that are coming out with new ideas for razors all the time. So many new artists and soap makers, and it's just to me it's wonderful. I think that we're going to end up with a slowdown at some point. I hope not. But the wet shaving crowd right now, and hopefully that will change soon over time, but right now the wet shaving crowd we're a relatively small market compared to the rest of the world. And sooner or later, with all the new artisans coming out for whatever, soaps, brushes, aftershaves, whatever it is, sooner or later the market's going to get saturated, and then only the best are going to survive that. So I mean, that's a win for us. It's a win for a consumer, you know. But I wish all the artisans and even the established wet shaving companies that continue to make razors and soaps and all of that. I wish them all the success, wonderfully smooth. All the success in the world. Well, that is nice, but I am gonna hit that chin a bit and right along under there. Those are my trouble spots pretty much all the time anyway. So lovely. All right. More cold water. I use warm water between my first and second and third passes, but I always use cold water at the end, and I think it makes a difference. Wonderful art. I think this will go real well with it. Let me try something else. So I just want to see what that looks like to my nose. Actually, no. This is wonderful, but it's too powerful. It just kills that Calani. This is pretty good. Actually, I'm not even going to use that. Hold on a minute. Homemade witch hazel, aloe vera gel, about 200 drops of lemon essential oil, a little bit of glycerin, a little bit of mineral oil, and it makes my face feel wonderful. And I think the citrus in this is going to complement the plum without destroying the scent of the soap. And yeah, that's beautiful. So, all right, that is the shave. Thank you for joining me again. Thank you, Shave Tank, Thomas Michael, or Michael, M-I-K-L. He's from Austria. I'm pretty sure I'm probably pronouncing his name wrong, but thank you, Thomas. Awesome, wonderful soap. Performance of this soap is, I would rank with anything I've ever used. Just wonderful. All right, thank you. I will see you guys all over the shaving world. God bless. Later.
Huh.